What's up, nail geeks, and welcome back to another polish pickup video. Things have been really hectic here, and I apologize. I have not gotten my stuff together for face recording. So for that banner, the shop is about to open. Wish listing is open as well. So I'm just going to keep this short and sweet as much as possible. I appreciate you all so much. And just a couple of quick housekeeping notes before we dive into the video and get to the swatches, because I know you're all working on your wish lists this week. We are having a giveaway this month, and I am going to have a quick shaming corner. Let me pull it over here on my screen. Since we didn't do this last month, I'd like to formally shame September 2025 winners. If your name is on this list, please email me at thepolishedmage@hotmail.com so I can get your codes to you. I've had quite a bit of spam coming into my emails, so I apologize if I have missed you. Please feel free to email me back. I don't know what's going on. I've just had a ton of spam, so much so that my spam folder isn't even tracking all of it. So please don't be afraid to holler at me again. That said, for this month's November shop, I am choosing 20 winners, 20 winners, to win a $10 PPU gift code to the shop. I know that I don't like doing these giveaways so close to the shop opening, but you'll have to forgive me, I think, as we have more winners this month since we skipped last month. And I will pick 20 of you on Friday, November 7th at 8 p.m. Central Time. I know, again, that's when the shop is already open, but you can use these codes whenever you want. They don't expire. I will have a pinned comment on this video of those winners. So I have a lot of pretties to show you all. So without further ado, let's dive in and check out this month's Mood and Emotions shop. Starting off with Ahmya Cosmetics Rocket to the Moon. This is described as a trithermal that goes from burgundy, berry pink, and purple with pink purple shimmer and blue-green flakes. This one's inspired by Bing Bong. Price is $14, and there's a cap of 250 bottles. Rocket to the Moon has a somewhat standard type of formula to it. I don't really feel like it's leaning any which way. I thought 3 coats was just fine, though, to plump it up the most. This will dry down pretty flat, which is indicative to most thermals, so make sure you're using a good glossy top coat to seal it up. And you can see on the ice water shot here, it is being a little shy on that mid-toned thermal transition. It is a berryish reddish pink, but I think it's a touch shy. Baroness X Inner Balance is a gold pigment-based metallic with silver metallic pull. This one's inspired by the need to balance and express the emotions within ourselves. Price is $13.50, and there's no cap on this. Inner Balance would have to kick off my top picks for this month. I appreciated how unique this one was. It is a very flattering gold, especially if you are warm undertoned like yours truly. I'm very picky on golds for that matter. Inner Balance is also going to be awesome for the holidays too. I can see this being really cool with some Christmassy type of nail art. I chose to do 2 coats. It is very opaque in how it applies, and the magnetic pigment is very quick to snap to, so very user-friendly in that regard. BCB Lacquers, This Is Fine, is a murky green jelly with purple, blue, pink magnetic pull and red, orange, green shifting shimmer. This one's inspired after that meme. Price is $13.75, and there's a cap of 500 bottles. Another very user-friendly magnetic. I had no issues with this one either. Very quick to snap to on the magnetizing portion. And just PSA, because we're going to see a ton of magnetics for this video and in the shop in general. Please make sure you are magnetizing your glossy top coat layer too. It is essential, especially for finer type of magnetic particles like these. So it'll re-wet it a little bit. So just general shouting that from the rooftops. This Is Fine also has excellent opacity. No surprise here with this brand. It's also just 2 coats and a glossy top coat. BCB Lacquers is bringing us another awesome 6ml cuticle oil pen. I have raved about these a lot on the channel. I do love these. They're very travel friendly, and I love that they're huge. I call them behemoth pens. And this month's evocative scent is in the notes Cool Mint, Sparkling Lime, Icy Ozone, Cool Florals, Night Jasmine, Frosted Amber, and Soft Musk. To my nose, this is a very spa-like clean scent with this beautiful, strong current of this mint. It's not sickeningly mint, if that makes sense. It's like a spa-like mint. This would make like a face mask scrub scent type thing, if you get my drift. It's just very spa-like. It's wonderful. And I'm not a huge non-bakery scented fan myself, so it definitely takes some special mixing here to get me to fall in love with a scent that is not sickeningly sweet. So if you like clean spa-like smells, definitely grab this one this month. There is a cap of 250 of these pens, and these are $8.50. Beaux Rêves Party for You is a soft black when cold to a pinky lilac when warm, filled with iridescent shifting flakes and holographic glitters. This one's inspired after the Charlie XCX song about the heightened emotions of wanting and hoping that turns into sadness and disappointment. This one's $12.50 with no cap. And we are also kicking off the first thermal this month. We have quite a few of these too. This is very reactive, very easy to see the hot and cold states, and I had no issues getting it to transition or anything like that. This has a very crelly plumping formula, so I stopped at 2 coats. I feel like maybe a 3rd coat would have been overkill. So yeah, 2 normal coats and a glossy top coat's just fine. Bluebird All the Seasonings is a medium dark green jelly base with gold copper shifting flakes and micro holographic bar glitters. This one's inspired by the feeling of vintage holiday nostalgia. Price is $13, and there is a cap of 350 bottles. I totally get the inspiration on this one. I actually had that holiday type of vintage vibe when I was swatching this, and I was like, holy crap, this just brings me into the holiday spirit, seeing this color. Now, I chose to do 3 coats on all the seasonings. If you do this, make sure you're going in very, very thin, or use 2 normal coats if you are rocking shorties, nubbins, what have you. I will suggest a thin layer of glitter smoother to kind of calm those bar glitters down. This is very sparkly in person. Bluebird Lacquer brings us another scent for their No More Uglicles Cuticle Balm. This is in the scent Tinsel and Icicles, which includes notes of a blend of pomegranate, strawberries, and raspberries with underlying hints of peppermint and vanilla. I wanted to show you all my little stash here that I have in my nail desk. I do have these all over the place. I frequently purchase these from the shop. I've got them literally all over the place. No More Uglicles is what I would consider as a heavier type of balm for your nails, your skin, I should say. And you can use it on your heels if you have little rough spots, all that kinds of stuff. I'm a huge fan of this balm, not as a swatcher, but just in general. Again, it's very heavy, and I like to use these, especially after my shower and stuff. So these are travel friendly. My only qualm with them is that they're a little tricky to open if you have even the slightest bit of a slip to your fingers. If anyone has a hack to opening these a little easier, please let me know. I was considering trying like a rubber band around the tin, but anyways, the scent for this month to me is a cleaner type of scent. I'm definitely getting that fruity berry with the strawberries and berries, and the peppermint and vanilla are on the lowest notes, but you can definitely detect them. It's like a rounded out like type of smell. And I do agree with the namesake of it that it feels like a holiday scent to me. So kind of fruity, a little bit of a holiday vibe, and it's just very well blended, rounded out, I should say, with the scent notes to this. How I use it, you just want to dab it a little bit. When it's a fresh can like this one, you'll want to just kind of rub your thumb in it a little bit. It warms it up, and you can get plenty there. I am like running super warm when I recorded this, so I was able to get quite a bit out of the tin, but you don't need to go super ham, and just a little bit goes a long way, and it just makes a great barrier. It's like a barrier cream. Definitely recommend. I was a huge fan of the Cuter Cuticles balm from a couple years ago, if y'all remember that. This definitely has been a very good replacement for me. These are capped at 200 for the 10s, and they are $7 each. Cadillacquer Joy is a soft periwinkle blue crelly with matte white glitter and orange to red iridescent flakes. This one's inspired by the joy of the makers to rescue dogs from Egypt, but when they saw snow for the first time in Switzerland. Price is $14.50, cap is $4.30. Joy has a true crelly formula. It is very squishy on application. It's got that plumping type of factor. Go light on your brush strokes to prevent any potential balding from the glitters going throughout this. Just let the paddle brush do the work for you. I chose to stop at 2 coats because it is very plumping, and you'll want to save room for a glitter smoother. Cameo Colors brings us I Wear My Heart on My Sleeve and My Mood on My Ring. This is a green when cold to a delicate blue when warm thermal with a strong pink gold green shimmer and gold metallic flakes. This one is inspired by a pretty mood ring. Price is $13.50 and there's a cap of 250 bottles. I Wear My Heart has a jelly formula to it. I chose to take it up to 3 coats to plump it up and maximize all the goodies on my nail. And I wanted to just note, I feel like the thermal properties to this one, either my bottle got killed in transit or it's just in general a very subtle thermal. As you can see with the ice water shot here, you can kind of see the blue, but I just feel like overall, at least for me, it was more of a subtle type of thermal. That shimmer just kind of overtakes everything. So just wanted to note that. Cracked Polish Surging Energies is a deep magenta purple base with purple and pink shimmer. This one's inspired when your inner world is bursting with energy and expression. Price is $13 and there's a cap of 750 bottles. Excellent opacity on this one. No surprise here. I'm fully getting used to Cracked Polish's formulas, just like BCB's. I always expect them to be a very opaque and easy to build up. I chose to take this one up to 3 coats. Now, depending on your preference and how you polish, I think 2 coats is just fine too. So your preference on how you want to do that. I just wanted to plump it up and give me that maximum thicker type of factor I personally like. So 3 thin or 2 normal and a glossy top coat's perfect. Cupcake Polish in a Mood is a double multichrome magnetic polish with a pink gold green multichrome base and purple blue teal magnetic shift. This one's inspired after a mood ring. Price is $13.50 and there's no cap. We have a lot of mood ring inspirations this month. And I have to say, like, each one, in my opinion, fully captures a mood ring. My son actually went to Austin recently and he brought me back a little mood ring from the gift shop. And it was just so appropriate for this month. I was swatching these and looking at it on my desk and it was just really cute. Anyways, In a Mood has an excellent opacity and easy to build up formula. It is super opaque and satisfying on the brush strokes. 2 coats, a glossy top coat, and I was good to go. This is another one that is very user-friendly, no issues with the magnetic pigment to report. Speaking of awesome magnetic, Cuticula Mixed Tealings is a deep teal base that gives a teal blue purple magnetic effect. This one is $13.50 and it does not have a cap. Mixed Tealings started off lighter and I thought I was going to take it up to 3 coats, but when I went for the second coat, kind of normal for how I tend to apply, which is a little thicker on the thicker side, I should say, but I have huge nails, so it is what it is. And you can see it plumped up and hit opacity just right here. Another very user-friendly one. This one was very quick to snap too. And of course, another finer particle type of magnetic pigment that I saw kind of bled a little bit with my quick dry glossy top coat. So again, make sure you are magnetizing your top coat layer too. This is quite shifty and one of my top picks too this month. Dom brings us Anxiety is a Lying Witch. This is a sheer periwinkle with red-orange shifting shimmer. This one's inspired after the beautiful quote that it is. Price is $13.50 and it's capped at 400 bottles. This is a lighter type of feel on application, one of those dreamy type of jellies and how it builds up. I chose to do 3 coats with it and a glossy top coat. I went a touch light on how I did my layers. And as you can see here, it does have a bouncy, squishy type of feel to it. So if you do 3 coats and you want that bigger opacity, sure, make sure you're going in thin. You may want to use a blurring base if you have a very prominent free edge. Danglefoot Polish Don't Be Salty is a medium to dark blue thermal with gold and blue chrome flakes and scattered holographic effect. This one's inspired by the amazing handmade products from Stephanie and Joe of Man-Made by J&S. They are such a fantastic, fun freaking couple. I've met them a couple times at PBE and yes, they're awesome. So this kind of goes with the wallet that is being offered up this month. This is $14, capped at $2.50. Excellent, creamy, smooth formula. I chose to do 3 thin coats, but 2 normal would work too. A thin coat of glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. I also want to note, I feel like the thermal properties to this one are also on the more subtle side in terms of differentiating between the warm and cold states. Dreamland Lacquer Sonder is a blue-leaning teal thermal when cold that shifts to lilac when warm and is filled with pinky purple iridescent flakes. This was inspired by Sonder, which is the realization that everyone around you is leading a life just as vivid and intricate as your own. This one's $13.50 and capped at $500. This has an excellent formula to it. It's kind of jelly-like, but it builds up like a cream. So I guess we'll say crelly. Another somewhat subtle one in terms of seeing that nice warm and cold transition. I do think it's a little bit more obvious, but those flakes are gorgeous and so very unicorn-like. Glam Polish Core Memories is a neon and pastel glitter mix with a mix of shifting iridescent flakies and a hint of hollow micro glitter and a clear base. This one's inspired by Inside Out. Price is $14 and it's capped at 250 bottles. Core Memories is another really fun glitter mix from Glam. She does these so well, and because I do the wallet topper segment at the end, I'm showing you what it will look like built up on its own, which is intended to be worn like this. It can go either way, very versatile. So I chose to do 3 coats, a glitter smoother, and a glossy top coat. The iridescent flakes in the background are quite popping in person too. Glisten Glow Love is Love is a clear base polish loaded with dark purple and pink reflective glitters and loaded with a rainbow of iridescent flakes and holographic flakes. This one's inspired by everyone being able to love whomever they want. Price is $14 and there's no cap. This is another one of my top picks this month. It is so pretty, so blingy and sparkly in person and an easy buildup. It's got that typical reflective glitter bomb finish where you're going to use the texture from your previous coat to adhere the next coat. So 2 coats, a glitter smoother, and a glossy top coat is perfect. Glisten Glow is bringing us their glossy top coat this month to the shop. And I wanted to show you all Love is Love on my natural nails whenever I demonstrated the top coat for you all. And full disclosure, I'm also showing you Glisten Glow's Glitter Grabber, which is how I am wearing Love is Love, even on the swatching portion over my falsies. And no, Glitter Grabber is not in the shop for this month, but I felt like it would have been a little deceptive if I didn't show this step in addition to the top coat, because this was a very textured polish. Now, the glossy top coat is one I have used many years on the channel for swatching. I mean, I've used it a ton. I definitely recommend this one, not just as a swatcher, but as a nail polish lover myself. It is a fantastic top coat. I've never had smearing with my stamping, any nail art, things like that. And it dries down pretty damn quick. It also passes my swatcher test where top coats that I use for swatching need to dry fast, meaning I have to be able to peel it up within several minutes of recording, photographing, things like that. So it passes that test too. It's just a really good top coat. This is one of those quick dries that as you go through the bottle, it may get a little gloopy. So I definitely recommend some thinner to your arsenal, indie safe thinner, mind you, if you are going through bottles. But these are bottles that you'll want to refill over and over. And again, add thinner here and there as needed. Glisten Glow's second non-polish item for this month is the Cuticle Oil and Remover Duo Stick Pens. This comes as a duo with both products that is in a 2 milliliter clickable style pen. Now, just for the sake of brevity, we're going to go through this real fast, how I do this and clean up my nails. I am very happy to report that I am on probably one more chop down on my nails to get all that growth of damage out from this summer's acrylics nonsense. I'm so excited. Anyways, so when you use the cuticle remover, you're going to apply it to your nails. You want it to get kind of up against your skin, but you don't really want to like slather it on your skin per se. Just make sure you're getting it on that barrier there where your cuticles are. And you'll let it sit. I let it sit for a minute, sometimes as a minute and a half or so. Just depends on how slow I am going at this. It's very forgiving in that regard. And if you are very sensitive skinned, I do have lots of eczema issues. It's actually more, I should say, exasperated by the pregnancy, to be honest. So I've been having really sensitive skin. The cuticle remover does not irritate my skin. I will say that. I know everyone's different. Everyone's body chemistry is different, but I do have very sensitive skin. And for me, it doesn't irritate my skin. Now, full disclosure, I do trim my cuticles. So after I wash off the cuticle oil remover, after gently pushing back with my glass pushing stick, this is one that is in the Polish Pickup Basics shop. Just gently push it back. And I trim around my skin, any hangnails, things like that. I have been doing my cut downs and then I file to get a nice smooth edge on my natural nails. Now, the cuticle oil this month is in the scent Sugar Plum. And the scent notes to this one are described as a sweet plum blended with green leaves and berry vines on a background of musk. To my nose, I'm getting mostly that nice plummy type of smell. This also has a bit of a holiday vibe to it, if I'm honest. So I'm getting a little bit of the green on the middle notes here, and the musk, I would have to say, is on the undercurrent. It's very pleasant. This is like a cleaner type of plum smell. I would say it's almost berry-like. It's just got that straight fruit, not a sweet type of fruit, like a real type of fruit smell. And the green just kind of balances out. Again, I would classify this as almost a holiday scent. Haunted brings us all the rage. This is a seething cranberry red with fiery red to copper shifting shimmer. This one's $13.50 with no cap. No surprise here, we have another very deliciously opaque easy formula. This is pretty identical to the last 2-3 months we've seen since Haunted debuted back in, I believe, August. Just stretching my lore here. But this is no exception, very easy to opacity. So 2 light to normal coats is going to be your best friend and a glossy top coat. Reds are my Achilles heel, but I do feel like the video is pretty accurate. This is such a beautiful glowing red. Hit the Bottle Screw You Anxiety is a deep purple base that has a black appearance with very fine green blue micro glitters. This one's $13.50, capped at 190 bottles. Screw You Anxiety, I definitely agree with that, indeed. Screw You Anxiety has a very metallic formula, another incredibly user-friendly magnetic polish effect here. That's very much like what we've seen thus far. No issues to report. Quick to snap to, has a really pretty contrast between the magnetic particles and the unmagnetized. And I'm going to suggest 2 coats. It has a very smooth formula and a really good glossy top coat as it will dry down really flat. Gin and Berries. I'm not going to try to say that and just sound awful and butcher beautiful language. This is a black cherry base with a subtle deep red shimmer and a mix of holographic flakes. This one's inspired by Enigma's Sadness, Part 1, and it's $13.25, capped at 500 bottles. We have a standard type of formula here. I don't really feel it leaning either way. I chose to build up to 3 coats to maximize that rich, velvety looking appearance with that gorgeous shimmer glow in the backdrop. So I would suggest 3 light to normal coats and a good glossy top coat. KBShimmer's I've Got a Feeling is a colorful, multi-chromatic microflake nail polish. This one's inspired by mood rings, price is $13, and there's no cap. I've Got a Feeling has a wonderful, opaque type of formula to it, very quick to build up to opacity. I chose to do 2 coats. I almost felt like I went in incredibly thick on the second coat, which is normal for me and how I polish, but I would suggest thinner coats because this is beautiful opacity in terms of buildup. So 2 coats and a glossy top coat, and it's good to go. This month's KBShimmer Sugar Scrub is in the scent Peppermint Cream. I know a lot of you following along on my PPU videos know all of my disclaimers with the scrub. So again, for the sake of brevity, I'm going to jump straight into the smell test as we kind of poke around and look at the inside of this jar here. The scent notes to this officially is vanilla sugar, creme de menthe, and of course, peppermint. One of my favorite smells in the world is peppermint. I love a sweet peppermint, and this is it. And to my nose, it is, of course, peppermint, yes. And I'm getting that creme de menthe in there too, and the vanilla sugar. It's just a very much true to its name smell. It is a creamy, sweet peppermint. It's like the dinner mints peppermint, soft mints, if that makes sense. So 10 out of 10 recommend this one if you're a peppermint fanatic like myself. Lemming Lacquer Ecstasy is a black jelly with multichrome shifting purple to red to copper to gold and copper to red to gold flakes. This one's $13 and has no cap. Ecstasy has a dense type of jelly formula to it. I want to say jelly. I'm hesitant to say that, to be honest, because it builds like one, as you can see between that first and second coat, but the pigments in it almost give this kind of dense metallic feel. It's a little on the heavy side, definitely not hard to use per se, but go in thin on your coats and slowly build this up. I think 2 coats was just fine with how I was applying. and a possible glitter smoother because this will dry down really, really flat too. Lumen's Adrift is a gentle lavender base with a purple to pink pearl shift and a large particle shimmer that shifts blue to indigo and green. This one's inspired by the moment when you let go. Price is $13 and there's no cap. I don't know, there's something about that inspo that just kind of speaks to me right there. Adrift is another one of my top picks. It is very like ethereal. It's got this ghostly type of look to it. It's definitely not what I would consider sheer, by no means, but it is this milky type of soft buildup. I'll strongly urge you to go up to 3 coats with it and a glossy top coat. There's just something about those tiny little flecks going throughout it too that was just very interesting and unique in my opinion. Monarch's Euphoria is a sophisticated gunmetal metallic finish with delicate lavender undertones. This one's $13.50 with no cap. Another one of my top picks. I so love this incredibly strong chrome-like finish. Monarch, Adrian, if you're listening to this, I want to see a chrome collection like this. This is so pretty. It is definitely that gunmetal metallic look, but at angles, it's got that duochrome appearance of a bit of a lavender lean to it. I think my macro shot gives you a good idea of that. Very pretty, and to me, it's reminiscent of those old school Sally Hansen chrome makeup lacquers. I still have a couple bottles of those. But this is better in that it's just very opaque and easy to build up. Night Owl's Naturally Moody is a dark blurple-based multichrome that shifts violet, magenta, orange, yellow, green, inspired by mood rings. Price is $13 and there's no cap. Naturally Moody builds up very easy on application. I feel like it has a standard type of polish feel to it, not necessarily metallic or anything like that, just an easy type of application. Those of you rocking shorties might be able to stop at 2 coats, but I thought that 3rd coat plumped it up and just complemented that multi-chrome shimmer in general and just built it up better. So I will suggest 3 coats and a glossy top coat of choice. Pampered Polishes for Riley is a white Crelly base with rainbows of flakes and glitter. This one's inspired by Inside Out. Price is $13.50 and there's no cap to it. These types of polishes, I don't know, I always like them because it's just got that unicorn type of vibe to them. I do love a white Crelly with rainbow type of components. Those of you tuning in over the years, I'm sure you've heard me say that 1,000 times. I definitely appreciate it. This is like a almost Easter eggy looking appearance. It's very creamy, smooth, and self-leveling on application. So I'll suggest 2 coats and a glossy top coat of choice. Now Beaux brings us Emotional Connection. This is a deep blue glass effect magnetic with a little purple in the background. This one's inspired by our emotional connections. Price is $13.50 and there's a cap of 700 bottles. This is so pretty and it's got that very smooth, like, I don't know how to describe it, that very smooth type of magnetic pull to it. Very reminiscent, in my opinion, to a lot of BKL's velvety looking magnetics. This is very quick to snap to, super user-friendly in that regard too. And this is what I would consider one of those fine particle magnetic pigments that is kind of slippery in that you might want to use just a little bit longer with your magnet to make sure that pigment stays in place. It will absolutely smear with a quick dry glossy top coat. So you know the drill at this point. Make sure you are magnetizing a little bit longer too on your glossy top coat. You'll see what I'm talking about in person too. Royla Lee Resting Bee Face is a vivid cobalt blue base with purple undertones and red to orange to copper shifting shimmer. This one's inspired by Taylor's favorite Golden Girl. Price is $13.75 and there's no cap. You probably guessed at this point, those of you who tune into a lot of my videos, this is one of my top picks too. I love these vibrant types of blues with these beautiful reddish types of shimmers to them. Very pretty. Resting Bee Face has a jelly formula to it. I'm going to strongly urge you to do 3 coats with this to build it up and maximize all that beautiful shimmer and blue pigment. This will dry down pretty flat, so use a good glossy top coat. You can kind of see through my falsies a little bit, so I don't want to classify it as sheer, but just something to know if you are using falsies too. Sassy Sauce Blue Velvet is a black base magnetic with a bold purple, blue, green at the most extreme angles, magnetic effect. This one's inspired after a photo of a mood ring. Price is $13.50 and it's capped at 500 bottles. This is another one of my top picks this month. It is glorious. It's beautiful. It's got that moody effect with that black tint to the base, but the blue magnetic pigment is so deliciously glowy. My full headshot gives you a good idea of that. This is also user-friendly, no issues to report here. Quick to snap to on the magnet. I have no complaints in that regard. I chose to take it up to 3 coats because when I had my nails in my lights for photos, I could kind of see through the tiniest bit on the unmagnetized portion on my falsies. So I chose to do 3 coats to give me the maximum amount of opacity. So your preference on if you want to stop at 2 or 3, but personally, I like that 3rd coat. This will dry down pretty flat, so just get that multi-chrome looking appearance going. Make sure you're using a good glossy top coat. Tyler's Trinkets, It Was Never Just a Phase, is a sheer gray pearl base with pink, orange, gold aurora and mixed glitters in neon pink, black, and white. This one's inspired by the moody pop punk music of Tyler's teen years. Price is $13 and there is a cap of 300 bottles. As a elder emo myself, Tyler, I 100% agree with you. It is not just a phase. I still listen to my moody ass emo music now. Anyways, this is a very easy to use Crelly, super user friendly. I thought 2 coats was perfect. You'll want to use a glitter smoother to smooth out those glitters. Zombie Claw Polish Catching Tealings is a turquoise base with vibrant gold, copper, red aurora shimmer. This one's inspired by a mood board. Price is $13.75 and it's capped at 300 bottles. This has a juicy type of jelly base on application. It is easy to build up. I will still push you to go up to 3 coats to maximize that base color and the shimmer goodness. I love shimmers like this. They are so fine particle. To me, they are reminiscent almost of like unicorn pea pigment because it's just such a fine looking appearance on the nail. So 3 coats and a glossy top coat and you are good to go. And we're going to wrap this up with the Willet Topper segment. This is where I use a black swatch stick to demonstrate if polishes have layering capabilities. Ahmya Cosmetics is a thermal, so I'm going to say no to this one. Baroness X looks really cool over black, but it's so juicy opaque. Why would you topper this one? BCB, same thing. I know I'm going to repeat myself in a lot of these because we have a lot of thermals, a lot of opaque type of formulas this month, and we have a lot of magnetics. So I just, in lieu of just completely repeating myself, I am just going to chat with you all and we'll have some story time here. I was looking through the channel and kind of figuring out scheduling for this month and things like that. And it dawned on me that not only have I gone through 8,000 subs, now I'm going through 9,000 subs. It made me realize I didn't do a giveaway for 8 or 9,000. So I fully apologize for that. It is my full intention to celebrate any milestones like that on this channel. It's such a huge ordeal for me. So with that said, I figured, the next milestone is actually like an actual milestone. We are looking at 10,000 subscribers. So when we get there, and also because I'll need the time to do it too, I feel like we have to do something very, very big for 10K subs. So I'm going to try to rack my brain, figure out how to make it big as possible. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe a couple customs from different makers. If anyone's willing to do that for me, I'll probably contact them probably within the next couple of months to get that going. So does that sound good to you all? Does multiple winners sound good? I think so. I mean, 10,000 is a huge deal. So if you're listening to this and you want to have some inspiration to leave your comment for the giveaway, let me know what you think about that. I think I might be able to wrangle something like that up. Maybe we can do like, I don't know, a trio or a quad with some of our favorite makers. And I could possibly get a couple bottles going where I'll have a couple sets to give away. I don't know. I'm really excited. It just totally slipped my mind. This year has been bananas. And I know I haven't been as present as much as I want to. And I'm getting back into it and whatnot. But I was just blown away when I realized that. And I was like, holy crap, like I haven't been paying attention much. But yeah, let me know. What are y'all's thoughts on that? And what would make you happiest for being an entry into the giveaway, that type of thing? The site is currently open for wish listing. As you're seeing here, there's a ton to see. And the shop opens for official shopping starting Friday, November 7th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time and will run until Monday, November 10th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. You can get in there, make your wish list, make sure you make an account so you can do so and get said wish list. P.S. This is the cuticle pusher I was using on the Glisten Glow demonstration right there. And don't forget to leave a comment to be entered into my giveaway. I will link you out below if you want to get into polish pickup, edit your wish list, anything like that. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.